I mean, I have a glass of wine sitting on my counter, but like I said, I didn't want to like stir up any shit again.
No, well, you're live now, and you just said
Here
it.
we are.
There you go. See?
Oh, man.
So bad. You're doing it on purpose now. I
did
know I get it.
I did not do that on purpose. I didn't do a countdown right now. I was figuring, let me see the LinkedIn Live come up, and that was the first thing you said.
Wow.
So let's see if it comes through. Everybody, we're just waiting for, I like to always see that LinkedIn Live come up. LinkedIn's a little bit slow with it. There we go. We are live. Good. Look at that. So we're live on LinkedIn. Oh, there's your delay. There goes your face. Whew. All right. Everybody, happy Mother's Day. Dave Wilson of Results Staffing and the new, I like Rich's name, the Ring of Hire show. I'm working on that. And tonight we got everybody's favorite again. Look at that, Miss Raquel Borras of True to Your Brand. And Richard Rosner, to get this, everybody loves him, the Shark.
You know it,
the
buddy.
Shark for staffing.
I want to know why he's the shark. That's what I want to know.
Introduce yourself, Richard. Tell her what you do. You're Pittsburgh,
I find people jobs just like Jerry Maguire, so they call me the Shark. Plus, I drink Land Shark, so there we go. Two combos together, right? So
is that beer?
Yes, it's a good beer.
I'm not a beer drinker. Sorry.
Oh, okay, that's okay. But no, I find people jobs, so I go for the hunt. So you know what?
Okay.
You tell me you want a job, I call the companies up and get you the interview and get you the job. So I'm on the street all the time. So
okay.
that's
if it doesn't work out for my business, I know who to call.
Oh, you better call me, right?
You could definitely brand him because I tell you, no hair. Look at it. I mean, he fits the branding. Shark Staffing.
It's 3 inches, Dave. It's 3 inches right now. My hair is 3 inches. I am 6'1" right now.
Wow. And are you in a sauna? It looks like you're in a sauna.
He's still in the 70s.
No. You know what? By the end of the show, it's getting hot in here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Dave, can you play some music?
Yeah, he's got a movie screen behind him that drops down. I have no clue what goes on in that room. What is it? Is it paneling? Or is it?
Your son, Cash?
Yeah. This is my lodge. I have a fireplace and everything. This is my ski lodge.
Is that your son?
What?
Where?
Cash?
Oh, no, that's my... Where's Cash at? That's my son. Where's he at?
He just said, hi, Father.
Oh, hi, Dad. Yeah, let me say hi to him. Hi, Cash. Yeah, that's why I named him. Hey, Raquel, the reason I named him Cash was, think about it, is who do you write the check out to?
Come on. Yeah. Trivia.
Cash Wilson. He's got
a bank account. To make sure. I was like, is that his son? Okay, very cool.
Yeah, because he has his own YouTube channel. So he's learning. We'll figure from who, right? But he loves getting in front of the camera. That trick shot show that I don't know, some kind of 4 college kids get together and there's a TV show. They just do a regular show, but I don't know, we're doing basketball.
Where did he go to school?
Who?
Your son.
He goes to Palisades School over here in Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania. Let's just say Wrigglesville, Pennsylvania. Palisades. How's that?
Okay.
All right, let's see. Who's this? Good stuff. All right.
All right.
Well, first, Raquel, tell Rich about your stuff, what you do.
Oh, my goodness.
There we go.
No. I'm going to make it super short.
Short and sweet.
I started my own business in January. So I was like full-time job and I took a leap of faith and started Raquel Borras LLC in a division of, with True to You branding. And it's all about personal branding consulting. And so that's what I've been doing. And, I have to admit it was a little difficult doing it right before a pandemic. But things are picking up now, which is really nice. So
that's great.
Mm-hmm.
She's everywhere. Every time I turn it on LinkedIn, there she is. I know I got her game now. I'm figuring out what you do.
Send me that message. You're like, I know your game, or I said, like, I don't know.
No.
What? Like,
I didn't understand that. No, I did it last night. I said to my wife, I said, look, there she goes again. That's how, I don't know why, but you're popping up. Everyone you comment on saying, I like to learn the person, like the person that you say something on. I'm like, that's how she does it. She just puts that in there. I want to learn more about you. I'm like, now I got it.
That is great. Hey, I gotta ask you guys something. How about LinkedIn? Are you guys getting a lot of spammers?
Oh.
I got a guy last night send me a message, and LinkedIn put, "Do you think this is a spam? Did you get that yet?" And it says, "Yeah." And it says, "Please report it. We won't report it to him, and we'll get rid of it." Guess who it is? It's one of them lead generation guys, Dave, that I sent you the information. He spammed me again.
I've received a spam, but I've never had LinkedIn actually kind of give me a warning about it.
Wow.
And
It comes at the bottom. Yeah. He'll have his message and it says, "Warning, this could be harmful." Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so they must be checking all kind of stuff out. I mean, come on.
And Raquel, you've been on LinkedIn longer than all of us. What, in your opinion, I'm always afraid to ask you in your opinion. I never know what you're going to say. I get the amount of likes that people really want, and I really do. I get that. But why do you think some of the people out there, like, say, join with me, like, to get 10 to 15,000? In your words, you've been on it longer. Why? I see it as spam. People just want to keep adding. I don't even know them. But what do you see? You've seen it through the years.
Well, I think it's like any kind of social media, and just like the day and age that we live in today, it's like they want that notoriety and they want that like quick 15 minutes, but I don't understand like the point of it, right? Because what is your long-term goal with getting so many people to follow you and to connect with you? Like, that's where I don't understand, because it's funny. I'm in an engagement pod, and I've been meaning to do a post about this, but I didn't want to start too much controversy. But he did a post about it today where he was like, "Guys, stop tagging like 20 different people in your comments. And like, what are you trying to do? Like, that's not cool. Like, what's the point? Like, are you just trying to use other people's, influence and network just to help you? Like, what kind of person are you that you have to go to that stoop to that level and be that desperate and do?"
But do you think they only get 10%? I heard that only, like, you could have, say, 10,000, but only like 5 to 10% see this or see your content.
I know for Facebook, that's a thing. I think Facebook, it's like only like 7 to 10% of your contacts actually see your post. I don't think LinkedIn's that low, but it's funny. There was a post yesterday to Shay Rowbottom, who is huge on LinkedIn. Like, she's probably one of your most popular people all over LinkedIn. And she did a post about how she's even noticed that her engagement's gone down, that a lot of people are messaging her like, "Hey, I don't see your post anymore. I don't see her stuff anymore. I have to see that one." And she was saying that because LinkedIn is their algorithms, which makes sense, and I commend LinkedIn for this, is that LinkedIn is trying to honor those people that are newer to the platform. Because if you think about it, like, these are people that are just getting on there. They're just starting to put out content. LinkedIn wants them to be able to have, eyeballs on them, because a lot of them are looking for jobs. A lot of them are on, getting on LinkedIn for the right reasons.
Right.
So they're trying to help those folks. And I get it. I mean, it should be that way. You shouldn't just be seeing the same people over and over again just because they have a huge following.
Well, that's a real quick question here, and the answer is, I think a lot of these new people on LinkedIn, they want to build their fortress up. You know what I mean? So they want them to have 1,000 or 2,000 connections. I mean, that makes them feel engaged, right? So that they want to catch up to us.
I know they think like that's somehow going to give them credibility. Like, I don't think that it's your following, like the numbers that you give that give you credibility. For me, this is my opinion. What gives me credibility is that I have a lot of engagement, and the engagement that I have are from people that are respected, that they're credible themselves. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it just shows that my network is of quality. And I love that. I love that when people comment on my posts, they're pretty insightful comments, and they're comments where, people read my post, listened to my video. And that to me is more important, right? Like, so for instance, one of my connections, Michael Ray, he has like half the amount of connections that I do, but the amount of engagement he gets is ridiculous. And it's because all his posts are about spreading love and smiles. And he has a daughter with Down syndrome. And it's just like, he does a lot of posts with his daughter, and just the relationship and the love between them. It's like so heartwarming, and people love that. So he's getting a lot of engagement, but it has nothing to do with the amount of followers. People or gravitate to what he has to say.
Exactly. And Michael Ray's a friend of mine now. We exchange
Oh,
numbers and
yeah.
everything.
He's
Down in
awesome.
Louisville, that's
Yeah.
incredible what he does. That
Right?
project
But
with the smile.
that's the whole point is he's doing something incredible. He's
I have
spreading.
to look. I haven't seen. I have to look.
Oh
I
my
haven't
gosh,
seen.
you have to follow him.
Great
And
guy.
he's a perfect example of someone that might not have the most following, but his engagement is probably the most that I've seen, like for most people. Like that's what's key is that you read what people say and they're just like, thank you, and the positivity, and we love you, and thank you for making me smile, and thank you for this. And everyone's just so grateful for him. And that's what I love.
And that's what I cleaned up. I actually went on my Facebook page and my LinkedIn because in the beginning I wasn't sure with LinkedIn. I was like friending everybody, same thing. Wow.
I did at the beginning too.
But now since I've taken so many away, even on my personal Facebook, I actually see my friends now. It's pretty cool. I'm like, whoa, because I don't know this person. I don't know him, but I was like, hey, I was one of them. Let me get him. Let me get him. Let me get him.
Yeah.
You know what? I think the likes are going to go away sooner or later because Instagram, they're going to go away with the likes.
But I haven't seen them go away, so I know.
Not yet, but they said
right?
if they start going away with the likes, we're going to have more quality content. You know, I mean, this like stuff. Everybody just wants to click a button, click and go, right?
I know, and it's really sad because it's funny how many people I've had reach out to me and they're like, oh, I haven't done a video yet or a post, but I'm just really nervous because what if nobody likes it? I'm like, who cares if nobody likes it? Like, that's not why you shouldn't post something because you're scared that no one's going to actually hit the like button.
This is where we have to build people up, Raquel. We have to build them up.
I know, and that's what's happening. All these people are being held back for that reason. And I'm like, do it, just do it. And luckily, like everyone that does reach out to me, I'm able to convince them to do it. And then once they do it, it's like, they're like, you know what, it wasn't that bad. And then they'll get engagement. And I said, it's a process. I said, and no way are you going to be an overnight sensation. It just does not work that way.
No, you sure? Just like my wife. My wife was like, it's only been 3 days. And I'm like, yeah, I watched everybody else. The threads were going on. But now, so this is like the 5th or 6th show. And I've actually started to get some really good requests. Yeah. Because I don't know if people are actually watching it. I know it goes live, but if they're not commenting, doesn't mean they're not watching, right? I mean,
right. Yeah, because a lot of people, they're a little shy and there's a lot of voyeurs out there. It's funny how many people I have, that will message me every now and then and be like, Raquel, I've been watching your content. I love your videos. Keep going. Like, it's so great. And then I realize like these are people that have never liked or commented on my posts, like any of them.
Wow.
And I think, wow. So that just goes to show you that you do have an audience out there that sometimes they just don't engage with you. A lot of them don't feel comfortable. And a lot of them, if you think about it, depending on what their position is or what they do, they might not like your stuff on purpose because what happens is their network sees it, right? So for instance, there's a lot of my friends that are loan officers or in the mortgage industry that work for the big banks, like a Bank of America or Wells Fargo or any of those. And their compliance, like they're pretty strict on what they're allowed to post on social media. So for instance, a lot of them, they're hesitant to like or comment on a post because their entire network will see that. And they're almost nervous of what like their company is going to think of them if they're liking a crazy person like me. Right. And so those are those are things that you have to take in consideration too, that LinkedIn shows everybody. That's why there's a lot of posts that I get tagged on and I will not like or comment on because it's not something that I really, it doesn't align with who I am. Let's just say it might be.
And I think the big thing, Raquel and Dave, is our competition, which we don't have competition. You know what I mean? We love all, right? I mean, they won't like our stuff because they're like, oh boy, my CEO might see. Why are you liking something from another person in a staffing industry? Yeah. Why don't you like the Staffing Shark stuff? He's our enemy. No, I love everybody.
Yeah, but a lot of people do get worried. They get
they do. They
about
it. Like we're a threat.
That's another reason why a lot of people just kind of stay away from it, and they're just voyeurs.
Because it's hard. Let me tell you, when I first got the LinkedIn Live, it took me so many months. And when I sat here, I'm like, okay, push the button. No. Push the button. No. And I was like for over an hour.
Oh, boy.
I totally respect and admire you for doing it because I personally, it scares the bejesus out of me. Like I'm really good in front of the camera, but I can edit it right after I do a you. As far as live, like you said, you're worried about what's going to come out of my mouth. I mean, look at the other night.
And look at the introduction already. The introduction. Here we go. No, because Raquel says last night, I saw she puts on her post, I don't think Dave will have me on the show again.
Oh, now, and what happens? You're back again.
Oh my God.
But I do that too, because it's important to be like really honest and transparent of the fact of like, gosh, like I kind of looked like a nightmare and it wasn't, but like that was the reality of like what was happening in that moment that I was live and I had this woman like saying stuff and you know, you don't want to feed into it, but at the same time, like with live, you want to be able to read what's going on. If someone has a question, you want to be able to answer. That's the whole point of live is being interactive.
That's it.
Right? So then I forget.
Rachel Marie, doubt brings strength. There's hi Rachel. So just and Rick back listening. So he's listening. So
yeah, like I mean, you just start calling people out, right? And so who's to say that a lot of people are like, I don't want him to know that I'm on here and him call out my name. And so it is a tricky thing. So that's why I probably will never apply for a LinkedIn Live.
Well, you don't have to now.
Thank you.
I told Rich.
Dave.
I did. I told Rich, I said, I'm having better luck of getting somebody for staffing. And it makes sense. Look, Rich is in Pittsburgh. I'm in, Easton, Rigglesville, PA. It's hard for me to get a guest in the staffing. And I get it now because why would they? They're not working for themselves. Mm-hmm. They can't go on there representing their company because if they say something, and I understand that now. So I'm better going to your part of the woods in Virginia,
woods,
whatever.
Cow country.
And then wherever the shark's from, I still looked at that sauna. That is a sauna.
Seriously, it's a sauna.
Wait till next week. I'll be on the river, right? Or in a hot tub, whatever you want. It is what it is.
I wanted to ask you both the question. I'll start with Raquel. Raquel, what's the process when somebody comes to you, a company comes to you and wants you to help their branding? What do you tell them? What do you start out with?
Well, first of all, it's not a company. It's always a person that happens to be a small business owner. Because I like to work one-on-one, and I'm really good with the personal part of it, as opposed to a company trying to brand themselves. Because I truly believe that there has to be a person in front of that brand, because that's where the people are going to connect with the personality. And so it's usually small business owner, and it depends because some people come to me and they don't even understand why they're coming to me, right? They just see me out and they think, well, gosh, I need to be out there. But then they don't really know what that means. So like my latest client, he owns a small business and his business is doing well. Like they're e-commerce. So obviously like with everything right now, everyone's online. So he's doing well, but he does want to take it to the next level. And he wants to start putting himself out there a little bit because he himself wants to start keynote speaking and going towards that direction. So that's reaching out to me because he wants me to help his business and him like as a personal brand. And that's what I love to do is that's why I named my company True to You Branding, because it's essentially, it's yourself, but it's figuring out a way to be comfortable enough sharing who you are as a person. You're the true you in front of the camera, in front of whatever that your post, because everyone keeps talking about your personal brand, it's you.
It's right here, buddy. That's it.
Yeah,
and that's why
me, myself, and I.
Exactly. So it's trying to understand that that's what it's about and getting that person to feel comfortable enough to be okay with that. Because that's essentially like what happens is people, it's all psychological why they don't get in front of the camera, put themselves out there because they're thinking, I'm going to be judged, I'm going to be criticized, and it's not going to look perfect.
Yep.
So everyone gets in their head. So I'm almost like a cheerleader and like a confidence coach.
No, you know what I don't like? Rich, you know what I don't like about she smiles, right? Like I don't like to smile. Now I got my new Invisalign, so I'm going to look great. But everything she looks, listen to me, I'm like whining about her. It's picture perfect. I can't.
Oh my gosh. No, it's not, but thank you.
But it is because look at Rich, like his hair, everybody's got something. And I'm like, what is that? It's not fair. It's not fair.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like, you don't think I compare myself to other people? Like I did a post the other day where I'm going to be 45 this year and I'm in the social media branding space where it's usually women half my age, right?
Right.
So there are women that I talk to that are in their early 30s, late 20s, and they've already been in business and they're killing it. And you don't think I start comparing myself to them and start thinking like, oh my gosh, like
Raquel, never compare yourself. Never compare yourself.
But that's the whole thing is I don't want anyone comparing themselves to me. I don't like that David just trying to compare himself to me. So then why am I going to compare to someone else? You know what I mean? Like I have to remind myself that that's not cool.
And you know what? While we're talking about personal branding, David, Raquel, this is one thing I have a pet peeve about this is when people put stuff out there, companies especially, they put generic posts. If you see anything I post, 99% of it is me. I'm actually there looking for a job with the remote, falling asleep. You got to put yourself out there. Take pictures of yourself and brand yourself. You can't brand yourself behind a marketing company putting logos out there of your company.
No.
Like always says, the company is not the logo. It's yourself. You run the company.
Sorry, but do you have the roll? Do you have it? Do you have your roll? The toilet paper roll?
I can go get it.
Go get it, please. I got it.
Right, hold on, I'll be back.
I'm sorry. You got, Rich is the most creative person, and he does a lot for charities, and he does a lot of stuff for staffing, and he comes up with these insane, and when he comes back, you're going to be like, you're going to love this. I can picture you doing this.
Really?
Ready.
Explain the story. Explain.
That's a hot commodity. Be careful. People might start like bidding on that roll of toilet paper on here.
There we go.
Okay, so here's my hashtag. It's let's wipe away COVID-19. Okay.
Okay.
So I won't tell you how I thought of this story, but I thought of it, and I decided to come up with a campaign to give free toilet paper away. And that's the slogan, wipe away COVID-19. And look what I do. I put, if you need a job, call me. So everybody gets a roll, free advertising for me to give back to the community.
So where do you distribute those?
These go to nonprofits.
Okay.
And we raised over 450 rolls so far. I'm going to get about 700 rolls in the next couple of weeks. We'll have. Is that amazing?
Yeah, then people are going to remember that guy with the toilet paper.
The toilet paper, that white
guy, right?
Yeah, but I like how you're giving it to organizations. Like that's
it's nonprofits.
It's a win-win. I mean, it's not even. It's funny, but it's a marketing that I've never.
Thing about it when you see it where it says "Let's wipe away." I mean, it's toilet paper. Let's wipe it away, right?
Oh my God.
But it's and I'm sure it's on your way. Like it's hard to get toilet paper here in Pittsburgh. I mean, it's hard. I mean, there's nothing on the shelf.
I bought a bunch of toilet paper before all of this went down, and I'm really OCD and I have 3 bathrooms, and I'm one of those people that have the toilet holder, and I like them stacked like full all the time. So I happen to have them all stacked right before everything went down. So I'm proud to say that I haven't had to buy.
How did you know? How did you know they were going to be short? Did you have some inside news about that?
No.
Witchy. I am a little witchy. Like I have been known to kind of like
inside trading. A little illegal, like I need to have.
You know what? I can picture Raquel. I just go out in the woods in Virginia. I just go out in that woods.
Remember, we're in Northern Virginia. Okay, it's really not that crazy. It's so funny, but I have to admit, when I first moved out here 21 years ago from San Diego, I was like, I'm moving out to the country, and my ex was like, stop, like you're 45 minutes from Washington, D.C. Like you make it sound like you're in the, deep down in the, boondocks. I'm like, yeah, but I drive to my kids' schools.
Time out. What did you call the boondocks? Now I'm close to West Virginia. I'm like 5 miles away. So
that's the boondocks is West Virginia.
Wow. Hey, I have on my feet too, so come on.
All right. So Rich, if you in the staffing right now, kind of like the branding and what do you see happening right now coming up in Pittsburgh for staffing right now? What do you foresee going on?
I think, we got a lot of jobs going to be coming out. I think the big thing is branding yourself right now is being true. When you meet these candidates, you got to talk to them. You got to be up with them every day, every couple of days, talking to them and stuff like that. And just prepare them for the next job. I think it's going to, like we talked about it before, David, the next couple of weeks, a lot of stuff's going to happen here. You know what I mean? Once they get us out of the yellow and we go into green, which we'll be in the yellow this week. So
we're still in the red.
But I hate to say it. A lot of these candidates I call, I said, did staffing firms call you? Their old staffing firms have not talked to them at all.
I don't know if they're just everybody's working remotely and
Yeah, so
no.
this is the time now for especially me and you in the staffing industry to reach out to the candidates and build a trust and build a bond with them, right now.
And
So how do you guys even look for candidates? So I actually worked for an executive search firm when I was at UCLA, but it was all for finance. So like my job was to call everyone at the time. It was the big 6 accounting firms. And we were trying to place people as like the VP of finance at Taco Bell and Pepsi and Disney and Ford. I mean, we had like huge clients like that. It was all kind of C-suite, CFOs and everything. But yeah, I would just kind of cold call all these accountants at these firms. I just literally would like pick up the phone. So we don't
cold call anymore. We don't cold call. It's about texting or an email. It's you don't pick up the phone.
But who's your client? Like, who do you reach out to? Because obviously, like it seems like you guys staff like different industries.
Mm-hmm.
I handle. Well, Rich, what I do is I do the professional services plus, like your admins. I don't get into the medical because I'm not listening. If you could do medical, you can make some money if you know how to do that. IT is very hard because I don't understand it. It's not my tech. It's not my field. I'm like a supervision, management, like logistics, HR directors, and I also told Rich now my target right now is the colleges and the interns and everybody getting out of school. Like I'm going to mention her, Amanda Hazim. I'm looking for a intern that the state's paying for. So they're going to pay. I have to pay a certain percentage. Now I get an admin for 40 hours a week. I mean, an intern. So I'm going to utilize her to try to go after colleges and market them because a lot of the kids aren't going to have jobs. I say kids, but they're not going to have jobs right now.
So then you get like a database of the students. Like that's what I'm curious. Like, how do you get these databases of people to reach out?
I reach out to the schools, right? And then with the social media, I have ads constantly running. And on social media, there is ways that you can get Facebook, your emails by just clicking a couple buttons and a couple groups, but
you won't give the secret.
I call it. I know that Lehigh Valley. I call it the dark zone. That's all. To address them, I call it the dark zone. But I can find out. I can pull up 70,000 emails and phone numbers and cell phones, first names. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
For that, there is ways of doing that. Watch YouTube.
Yeah, but the big thing is, Raquel, that we actually do is referrals. Like we get,
Rich does really referrals.
Yeah, I had 50 people work for me last year and didn't advertise one bit. All referrals.
Yeah.
Friend. But you'll love this because you love social media. They take a picture in front of my logo of my office, me giving a handshake, and then they post it on their social media, and then all their friends call me after. Yeah, so it's great.
It's totally. I mean,
and
I have a
great about it.
Yeah,
joke about it. They take the picture. If it's a girl, I say, you want to go spruce up in the bathroom before you come out? Perfect. I'll do the camera imaging. They have to approve the picture first, and boom, I shoot it to them. Before I even put it out on my social media, it's already out to like 20 different people already. I'm like, holy cow!
And he gives you $100 cash.
$100 cash out of my pocket.
Perfect. But
there goes my wine for the next year. No more wine.
$100 is, essentially, taking the advertising to a whole new level that would have cost you thousands of dollars. So it's definitely worth it.
You know what's amazing is I worked for companies that would spend $50,000 a year on advertising and getting zilch out of it when I can get all this for zero.
Yeah. No,
Raquel, $1,000. Raquel, what could you do with $1,000 to $2,000 on social media?
Well, that's
a
lot because I do zero. Like I was just saying with my LinkedIn, I don't have a premium account; it's standard account. I don't put any money into advertising, sponsoring, boosting any of my things on Facebook or Instagram. So it's all $0 that I put into it.
That's good for you. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So you don't use Facebook at all or nothing? You don't.
I'm on Facebook, but I don't take it seriously in the sense that if I'll maybe post, like today I did a Mother's Day post for my mom. I didn't do the post that I did on LinkedIn. I didn't put it on Facebook. I tend to not. I just every now and then just to kind of keep myself visible on there, just for my family and my close friends. So that's what's kind of funny is that my family and my really close friends, they don't even know the extent of what I do for my business because a lot of people are on LinkedIn.
I don't even know what she does. She's either get this, Rich. I'm sorry.
Oh, here we go. I knew it was going to happen.
No, because she doesn't realize people actually want you. You know, they do. They get to know you. I remember one day, I don't know, it was one night. Here I was on a cold night, right? Here's Raquel. She's in the corner, I don't know, with her cup of coffee. And she's got her pajamas on. And she's just, I'm so tired. I don't know. You know which ones they are probably. You're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, this girl, she's either tired. Look at her. But she's like, I don't even know what I learned from it besides watching her. Oh, I got my favorite book.
Well, I was doing that 30-day challenge, 31 days of no alcohol, yoga, and clean eating. And I wasn't intentionally trying to do like all of them on video, but I just started doing the first couple ones to keep me accountable. And people were like, oh, are you going to do your day 3? And everyone was like, anticipating what the day it was because they were all like going on my journey. So that's why I ended up doing 31 days. So every day I was like, well, I got to do something. So I try to sit there with my coffee and try to talk about something that, I thought was of value to.
Yeah, drinking coffee and just sitting. I thought she was like hiding. She's like, and I'm drinking I'm like, oh my God, look at her.
Sipping the Kool-Aid, right?
It was. I was like,
hey, I got to ask you, Raquel. Now, please tell me in your coffee, did you put Bailey's or do you put Kahlua in the morning? Come on.
Oh my gosh.
But how do you get your clients then, Raquel? Do people just watch you?
It's all through LinkedIn. It's people reaching out to me because they're following my journey and they're seeing what I'm doing. So it's like the best way to get business is nobody has to like look at my resume or ask me, how do you do this? I've laid it all out there. So people, when they come to me, they already know what they're getting themselves into. It's more like the logistics of like, okay, Raquel, what exactly can you do for me and at what price? That's, when people reach out to me, that's the conversation. Otherwise, I'm not picking up a phone, calling random people.
Do you go after them? Do you like look at the state? Like I would, like what Rich does. Say if I want to find jobs, somebody in Alabama, I'll target companies and titles to see if I can connect with them. Do you do that or?
I don't reach out to anybody. Hey, by the way, this is what I do. 0. I feel weird doing that.
See, Rich? See?
You know what?
I've never done it. Yeah. I mean, I'm very lucky in that respect because you do get a lot of people on LinkedIn, they'll give you that canned message once you connect with them. Like, hey, by the way, if you need anyone to do this or do that, like, no, I've never asked anyone for business. I am horrible in that way though. I got to get better though too. Cause everyone says if you don't ask, and so I do. That is kind of a problem.
Well, Raquel, you give enough exposure, which I think is great. And it's something else. I don't know if Dave ever told you, but I dress up as a superhero for staffing.
Oh, here we go.
I go to parade, and I do backflips at this parade, and I pass out like candy with my logo on it. Call me if you need a job. The kids get the candy, and they pass the logo off to their dad, and their dad or mom calls me for a job. Is it a win-win?
That's so awesome.
And I get pictures with them all. I'm called HireME Staffing, the HireME hero. And I'm like posing with them. And then I have to send you pictures of it. They love it. And it's a whole bodysuit.
That's so funny. But that's like key.
But do you have it, Rich? Rich, do you have it? Because we're getting close to the end of the show.
On one of our future shows, I will dress up as the action.
No. Do you have the...
Oh, yes. I have that one. Yes.
Could you get that, please?
All right. I will go get it.
Okay. See this, and then we'll call it quits. You got to see this. Again.
Is he going to be
He's a genius for marketing. Marketing, I wish I had his energy. Well, I do have his energy.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, he's standing out in different ways and so that people remember him. And that's the key to remember this person, right? Like, I feel like people remember me because I'm a hot mess.
Yeah, wait till you see the first word. You're going to laugh. I can't wait to go back.
I literally say shit the first word.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Wow.
I heard that.
People.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you the Shark Man.
Hi, Tim.
So we have this, and I started this about a couple months ago. I call it Staffing Shark Saturdays, all right? So I give it to the kids of the day. Yeah, if you need a job,
You do your little the baby shark
No, I'm not a baby shark. I'm the real shark, not a baby shark. I'm the staffing shark. Get it right.
Grandpa shark.
But
see what it says? Do you want a job? Come work with me.
Oh my gosh, that's so good though.
Great stuff like this, people love.
They
Why
do.
would I have to ever make a phone call again? Just be myself, right?
David, you got to get yourself a little, gimmicky thing like that.
I am. I'm the Ring of Fire. I'm Johnny Cash, the Undertaker.
Oh, well, there you go. The Grim Reaper.
Hey, next time we have a show, you're going to bring your guitar out and start jamming, right?
Jamming, yeah, the Ring of Fire. Oh my God. Yeah, I sing and play guitar and DJ for 20-some years. And
see, that's something that you need to share with us. So that we
record with Pitbull.
Yeah, we can totally equate David with the DJing guitar. Like you're gonna be that dude, like you said, Johnny Cash, man.
All right, I'll tell you what. When we get like 6 other guests on here, we'll start doing a jam session.
And I'll be the backup dancer because I do love to dance.
God. All right. Well, on that note, I can't tell you. I love doing this. And like Raquel last night, I just called. Was like, hey, want to go LinkedIn Live? And I've done that to Rich too.
You realize it's Mother's Day, right?
But
what's that?
This is great energy for people. This is great energy.
Oh, go ahead and say, Raquel.
No, I was just saying that, like, when you messaged me yesterday, I was like, you do realize it's Mother's Day? And you're like, oh, sorry. And then I was like, oh, I'll figure it out. I'll get on there.
Yeah, because I just feel I don't know. I think there's sometimes, like you say it exactly, you don't feel like doing it. Like the other day when Rich kept saying, you ready? And I was like, oh my God, I didn't want to. But it took him. I felt better afterwards. I was like, you know what? Great. Do it. And it makes you feel good. Just like you, Raquel. I'm not doing it. No.
No, believe me. But Rich, we were like, David and I were talking about this the other night that like, being that I'm in branding and social media, I have to put myself out there almost every day. And there's moments where I'm just like super over myself, like so over myself. And I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Because then I start feeling like I'm overdoing it. But then at the same time, it's like, you can't really overdo it. You can underdo it. You can't.
I never get that way. So if you ever need you call me. And also, Raquel, I'm a personal trainer on the side too. So if you ever need tips.
Oh God.
I do everything.
Well, I taught yoga and cycle, so I was in shape at one point in my life, and then not so much anymore.
We've all had the Corona bellies.
Yeah, the quarantine 15.
Hey, I got cinder blocks in the back of my yard I work out with. So
I know, all these people
that's for another episode.
Work out and doing all this stuff, and I was like, man, like, sorry. I'm Netflix.
No, I appreciate both of you. I enjoy it. It's just fun, and it's like now, look, I didn't even do the script of anything. It's when you can talk like this, still talk about the industry and not have to be like,
exactly.
Okay, this is what.
Well, nobody wants to hear that. Ew.
It's just fun, and I appreciate it. Rich, you're located again in
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I just want to say Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. You guys really deserve it today. And yes, God bless
Happy Mother's Day. And I hope that you didn't have to work like I did right now.
Oh, God. Oh, there's
you know what?
How dedicated I am working on Mother's Day.
That's right. Look, she's going to start freaking out. Don't get her going, but she's going to start freaking out.
Your check's in the mail.
No, it's okay. My kids, that's why my kids were like, well, Mom, you go do your live. We don't want to be here while you're doing it. We're going to leave. I was like, bye. It's fine.
Oh, my. Oh, there's Vic. There's the CFO. He's on her. Hey, Vic.
Hey, Vic.
I copied Vic and Tim Soen. He's the other guru of social media. He does a lot of stuff. So I copied Vic. I believe I tagged Vic and both of you together with Vic because he does the video resumes. Mm-hmm. So
on LinkedIn.
Yeah, he's definitely the man to reach out to, and he helps. He's helped me so much and develop. And like you said, I never would have reached out to you. I would have never known Vic. I never would have known Tim, Rachel. It's the pandemic's been bad, but look Look at the
There's
knowledge.
opportunity. Like my dad always big like in Chinese proverbs, and growing up, I always remember he would always say, Raquel, in times of crisis is opportunity. That's the proverb, crisis and opportunity. And so that was the same thing with everything going on right now. It's like, okay, how can I turn this into a good opportunity?
Yeah. And he's helped me so much. I mean, I can't thank him. And if I have any questions, I swear you can call him. It doesn't matter. Right there. And I'm not just saying it because he's a CFO, but kind of. No, but he's a good man, and he's helped me. He's told me, Dave, do it this way. Don't do it like that. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but that's the sign of a good leader. You know what I mean? That's there for you and willing to talk and give you advice.
Hey, that's the power of LinkedIn. Look at this. We would never be connected, all of us.
I know that's why I tell people all the time. Like, if you take it seriously and you put the time and energy into it and you respect it, like it's gonna be amazing. I mean, that's why I have my own business, is because of LinkedIn. I mean, that's how it happened, was through the power of LinkedIn.
Yeah, and mine, like I said, mine was social media, Facebook, recruiting. That's how I got successful. Now here, this is different for me, because I was, like I told you before, when you push that button, because now a lot of the influential people are on here. Mm-hmm. So I was afraid of saying, are they going to think this guy is, look, like you start the words out. Look what you've done the last 2 times. You're batting. No, I mean, seriously, I can picture your tag after this.
And I'm out. I know I have one more strike and then I'm done.
Yeah, and but in seriously, it's just been, I don't know. I enjoy it, and I hope people get to know each other and trust. I think that's the biggest thing now. It's like I know people that I can reach out to that I've never. When I if I brought up the toilet paper around here, that is such. I'm sorry, I'll know Rich for the toilet paper for the rest of my life.
That's it, Ralph.
And I'll know Raquel for the drinking, for you had the.
I knew it.
And that's it,
This is how rumors get started.
I know, right? But that's the way you remember people.
I'm going to do another 31 days of no alcohol just to prove to you that I'm not the one.
Oh, man.
No, I'm an alcoholic in West Virginia,
Y'all come back, you hear?
Y'all come back.
Y'all want a job?
Get my job. So, all right, I want to thank. We got Tim.
Being furnished.
Oh my God. Tim, thanks for tuning in. Rachel, Rick, and Cash, my son, and Vikram, and Rashad.
And Rachel and Rick. And thanks, Tim, because he said Happy Mother's Day.
Yes. He's a great guy. He knows. He's the one you want to reach out for StreamYard with this, because he's been helping me. That's what he does. So he actually teaches.
That's good to know, because I have a lot of people reaching out to me like, hey, how does it work with the whole StreamYard and this and that? So maybe that's okay.
He does that, and he knows exactly. That's why I've been learning from him. And that's the thing, because you just help each other.
Yeah. I say it's all about collaboration over competition.
That's it.
You got it.
Collaboration.
So, all right. On that note, we're all going to say something nice, Raquel.
I'm going to go drink now. Just kidding.
Yeah, right. All right. Thanks, everybody. And
I'm just going to do the Ric Flair before we leave. Woo! What a show.
He's ready to go. On that note, woo. Here we go.
That was awesome.